It's me again. My phone, I happened to look over and it put up a little message that said, your phone, the video, you have to stop the video, it's exceeding the file or something. I don't know. Whatever. It's supposed to be saving to the SD card, but I don't know. I don't know what my phone does these days. Anyway, so just in case it did cut off, whether it did or didn't, I turned it off. I stopped it and started this video. It's not going to be a long one, hopefully. I just want to scream. I just want to scream. I'm sorry, but I do. It drives me crazy. I just... And then on top of that, we're driving home, and I can feel it. I can feel I'm like not angry, but I'm, yeah, I guess a little angry. That's why I wanted to keep pulling the steering wheel. Don't tell my dad. Hopefully he doesn't see these videos. Oh my gosh, he'll be freaking out. Like, I'm never letting you sit in a car with me again. Like, that happens all the time. I know how to control it, though. I know what causes it, so I know how to control it. Oh my gosh. That was one of the things that I wanted to tell. Oh, I didn't tell you about that. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I wanted to work with this. It's a pregnancy center in somewhere around here, and I wanted to work with them because I wanted to help, besides a lot of other things, helping people understand how their brain's really working, and that's why they found themselves in situations that they found themselves in. I wanted to also help, there's some women out there that have difficulty connecting emotionally with their kid, right? Like, there's just something that creates this barrier, and they don't understand it. Like, people think that automatically when you have a baby, you're just going to connect and bond with them. No. And there's a reason why that happens. And yeah, here I go again. I know that reason. But anyway, the whole point was that I wanted to work with that pregnancy center, trying to help people with that. The problem is that falls under the heading of counseling and doctor stuff, and I'm not a doctor or a counselor. So they said thanks, but no thanks. Oh well. It's a bummer. I know there's women out there that have that difficulty. I know there's women out there that suddenly feel like wanting to pick up their kid, this child that they loved and dressed this morning with love and everything, and pick up their kid and throw them over a wall. Where did that thought come from? Oh my goodness, that's a horrible thought. Why would I think such a thing? What's wrong with me? Ah! Why did that happen? I know. Oh well. For now, I guess I'll just have to know and nobody else. Anyway. So yeah, I keep wanting to grab the steering wheel from Dad. I could feel the anger and the frustration, because not only were we talking about this woman and her situation, but I also brought up something he had recently dealt with another situation that he had been in. I can't go into names and dates and all that stuff, but so-and-so passed away, and this other person passed away, and when they left things behind, it wasn't supposed to go to this person. Right. So the person that got left to, that it wasn't supposed to go to, that ended up actually getting everything. That's the funny thing. She showed up and she's just like, mine. And nobody understood that she wasn't actually supposed to get anything. Whatever. Anyway, when we started talking about her, and that her aunt and her got along originally, but then suddenly didn't. I'm like, well, what happened between that and that? Did anything happen? Well, she was in a car accident. A couple car accidents. They weren't her fault. I'm like, oh, geez, here we go again. So, my one cousin, nephew, what is he to me? I don't know. He's a little guy. He's under the age of 10. He's always been a little bit of a, run around, learn, kind of kid, whatever. But in the last few years, he's become extra rambunctious, extra, We go for nature walks, and he wants to tear nature apart. You know, right. That the whole what do I call it? Shoot, something nature. I forgot what it was, but it's pulling it apart. It's not building. It's the opposite. It's destructing. No, it's not destructing. Disassembling. I have to remember Johnny Five. Don't disassemble. No, disassemble. Disassembling nature. That's what I call it. And that's what he wants to do all the time now. Well, I was talking to my aunt one day after watching him a little bit, and I thought, he's different. There is something different. It's not just normal child changing different too. Though there's something extra going on. What everybody else thinks is normal childhood behavior is not always normal childhood behavior. Even good. Those overachievers, oh, there's a reason for that. But anyway, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking something had to have happened. And then I remembered. I said, wait a minute. He was in the hospital at one point. And he was in for a while. Did they ever figure out what happened to him? And my aunt said no. He just kind of got better. Oh, well, for the love of cheese. There it is. Stupid as it sounds. As stupid as you may think it would sound to say, the brain doesn't know what happened, and so it has to make sense of it. Well, what do you mean the brain doesn't know what happened? The brain was there the whole time the thing was happening. The brain probably caused what happened. How does the brain not know what it did? What it itself did? That sounds crazy, right? Yeah, I get it. That is exactly what happens. The brain, when something happens that doesn't make sense, especially to the person themselves, the brain has to make sense of it. It has to know why it happened. Oh, he got sick because there's this plant growing by his old house, and he touched it. And if you have this particular blood type and you touch this plant or whatever, I don't know. As long as we can say 1 + 1 = 2, now the brain can say, oh, now I've made sense of it. Otherwise, it's going to start using different searching techniques, anxiety, ADHD, ADD, because that's the more internal one. All these things that we think are happening to kids because they have some kind of mental disorder. It's not a mental disorder. It's the brain searching for something. And just like when we lose our keys, and at first we're just kind of glancing around, still can't find them, now we're looking, still can't find them, now we're getting frantic and searching and yanking out drawers and start ripping things as time goes by. Our brain does the same thing. Anyway, disassembling nature, though. So George Washington Carver did it and turned it into a positive twice. But I've seen other people do that disassembling of nature and it turns to the negative. Don't know what'll happen for sure with my cousin. It could go to the positive or it could go to the negative. But either way you want to look at it, it is disassembling nature. And the reason so is because it's messing with the instinctual brain. So not just the emotional or functional brain, but we're talking about the instinctual brain. Because now it needs to figure out not just what went wrong, but what went wrong with me. Was I born wrong? Was something messed up? That's going to go to the instinctual brain. That's when you're going to start seeing that kind of stuff, right? Yeah. Sorry. Well, no, don't listen to me. What do I know? I'm not a doctor. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a therapist. And I know. Well, then go be one. Why? What's that going to do? For as stupid as that sounds, do I know for a fact, not I'm hoping, not we're all hoping, but a fact, like I have a crystal ball, and I looked into the future, and I saw that me becoming a therapist or a doctor or anything, that was the answer. That is the answer. Oh, well, all of a sudden it makes sense, and now I'll go do it. But if I look at my crystal ball, and it shows how I became a therapist, but actually, no, I got my theory out a whole another way. It had nothing to do with me being a therapist, actually. People I spoke to had nothing to do with me being a therapist. What? Could also go that way, too. And see, that's a what if. That's a maybe. That's a not a fact. So no. Unless for a fact. No, not going to happen. And I don't argue because I do have to pick my battles with my brain. Anyway, now that I've shared all that's been bothering me, I didn't tell you about the trips over the summer, the impromptu vacations. And boy, oh boy, those are the kind of things that I probably have to talk to you in person about anyway. Recently, Terry's dad, not her dad, her brother, Terry's brother passed away. It's been a little rough on them. I'm actually more worried about her son than her. Just because he's showing some different, like a time bomb. Again, it could go positive or it could go negative. It all depends upon everything. I don't know, but I can see the time bomb it's building. He's not an adult yet. And I can see that his brain is still being able to use that reasoning, we'll say, to be able to say, that's when I can't speak my truth. But that's not going to be too much longer. And he's got enough confusion in there to, yeah. So I'm a little worried about him. I'm trying to be a positive for him, but I have to fight with myself on that because why should I? He's not my responsibility. Yeah, well, okay, but he's my nephew, so he is my responsibility. And I care about him, and I love him so very much, and then my brain reminds me I wasn't there. Yeah, I know. And then it can use that against me, though, too. It can use the same information for you or against you. It's incredible. Oh my gosh, the stuff I know about the brain. Anyway. I'm still having those dreams. But they're not the same. They're not the same. They don't do the trance thing. Now it's more like playtime versus, oh, well, this is, what we get to deal with now. And I've decided that, I think I've decided, I'm trying to write a short story of just one of the versions of the dream. The one in the Amazon. I know I told you a little bit about that one, but I didn't get into a whole lot of it. Actually, that day we were talking about it, we more so talked about your mom's story, which I hope she really writes. It was a cool story she told me. And I wish I had actually had, like, something to record her talking about it, because I literally could have just, like, handed it right back to her and said, look, there you go. There's each chapter. You went into each topic of your story as if you were doing, like, a skeleton of the story, speaking of skeletons. just like if you were writing like a skeleton version of the story. Here's the paragraph, or here's the chapter topic, and then here's a little bit about what's in that chapter, and then that next one. And it was perfect the way she said it. I wish I had recorded it, because I could have just handed it back to her and be like, there you go. Now just put it down on paper, and then fill in the little missing parts, the story. Here's the plot. You already said the plot. Now just fill in the story stuff. It's done. Like, oh my gosh. It was a good story. Who doesn't love wolves? Especially nowadays with all the wolf stuff going on, right? Ugh. Oh, there's jaguars in mine. Oh, that's so funny. Wait till I tell you. Oh my goodness. Like, I didn't realize it at first. I did not. I know, right? How do you not realize in your own dream something, right? But it was so funny because I did not realize it at first. The whole point of these jaguars, like, pawing at a tent. Right? Like, it makes a person move away from the edge of the tent, right? It makes them move further in, right? And who are they sharing the tent with? I didn't find it out. It was funny because I didn't actually find out what was really going on with the jaguars. I know I'm telling you something and you're like, what are you talking about? Wait a minute, I know a little about this, but not all about this. I didn't find out. There's a little side dream that happened that I'm not going to include in the story. Just not. But it basically gave the answer as to why the jaguars were involved at all. How they were involved, I should say. Not why, but how. Yeah. I'll have to tell you about it in person. I can't tell. It's kind of one of those dreams. So I can't tell it over this. Just in case it's not just you watching, in case somebody else is watching. Listening, watching, yeah, all that. So, yeah. I just thought it was hilarious. I thought it was absolutely hilarious because it was like, I kept having these dreams where these jaguars were involved, pawing outside this tent, or, you can't be in this area because they're walking around and stuff, and all, all that kind of stuff. And at one point, being inside a tent and being told, don't leave the tent, because there's these dangers outside, but I'm leaving dangers guarding at the same time. What? What? Okay, that's weird. But then I found out why, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. So, I was fairly surprised though. I watched what was it, Wagon Train? That's what it was, Wagon Train. And I saw one of the episodes that was involving, Indians, Native American, whatever, in the show they call them Indians, Sorry, putting my socks on so I can actually feel like I'm moving forward in my day somehow. I'm not. Oh well, whatever. Brushing socks. But anyway, I was surprised because I thought for sure after seeing that episode of Wagon Train, because it was kind of a cool episode, and my brain always likes to kind of attach to things that are cool, I thought for sure I might have a dream involving it, but I didn't. At least not yet. Sorry, my leg. Ooh, look at my leg. Just trying to get my sock on right. There we go. Skeletons. I got skeletons on my leg. See, I got skeletons. Skeletons. Anyway, I got new neighbors. I know they must think we're crazy. These neighbors sleep out in the tent. These neighbors have a chicken. Yeah. Anyway, what was I telling you? Oh, well, then there was a dream last night. That was interesting. That was a dream inside of a dream. I think my brain is actually trying to, because I've decided not to do the main story, which would actually explain some of all this stuff. I think my brain is trying to do like it it's trying to incorporate a lot more from the main story into this little short story, which will just confuse the heck out of anybody who ever reads it. They'd be like, well, how does that doesn't make sense, you know, yeah, it would just confuse people. But I you know, it's because, you know, really I want to share the whole story, but there's just no way. There's no way I can do that. I mean, I've already got about 4,000 pages written. And then but then I got all the stuff that's in my phone and on the computer. And, I mean, it's typed, but it's not edited. I mean, there's just no way. So, I have 4,000 plus pages written of a story, but it needs to be edited big time. And I just don't see it happening. So that's why I wanted to do just the short story. Because I thought, yeah, I mean, it is a cute little, it's stupid, it's corny, it's like what the same as all the rest of those things that are coming out, like those Twilights and 50 Shades of Grey and all that stuff, you know. They're the corny little high school sounding stories, blah, blah, blah. Except these are with old people, you know. But, I mean, it's cute. It's a cute little story-ish, I think. I don't know. It's always going to sound better to the person who wrote it or created it. It's always going to sound special to them. But then you tell it to someone else, and they're just like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. What do you mean that's cool? That's awesome. That's amazing. No. Although your mom's story, that was cool. I liked that one. I really hope she writes it, because it would be just really cool. So, sorry, I'm messing with my hair. As you can see, it's been a while since I've dyed it. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I actually got, believe it or not, a box of regular, it does not match my natural color completely, but I think it's close enough to it. I don't know. I can't tell, because I don't even know what my natural, like, I try to match it in the store to the boxes, and it doesn't match. It just doesn't. And then I found, oh my gosh, did I ever tell? Oh, I gotta tell you. I don't know. Maybe you found it too. I don't know. But I found this hair dye. It's called London, I think. I can't remember now. But anyway, I could dye my hair right now, even if it was all like this, the darker color. I could dye my hair a bright red, and it would come out that way, and without bleaching it. Now, I don't know if you could use it, because I know you have a sensitive scalp and everything. So I don't know if you could use it. Maybe, maybe not. But it's cool. Like, oh my gosh, it's neat not having to do this whole, you know, it's one step versus, you know, 2 or 3, depending upon how much you have to bleach it and all. But yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. I don't know if you can use it or not. I think it's called London. I'm not sure. It might just be one of the words on the box and I'm just remembering it. Later, if I can, because I actually have another box of it. It's in red. I have the one in brown. It's not the London. It's just a regular hair dye brown. And then I have the one in red. I don't know. I want to do, of course, this time of year coming up and everything, Halloween! I want to do the red, but at the same time, I'm like, no, I gotta be kind of normal. I don't know. I was hoping to be knocking on people's doors by now. I sent some emails over the summer to some people in different colleges, but I got to thinking about it. One, They probably have those filters on their computers where they don't even accept emails outside of their college. And two, it's summertime. They're not looking at their emails from work, you know. They're probably out with their families and doing vacations and, you know, all that stuff. So I thought, well, what better way to get someone's attention than to set up a meeting, go to their office and just say, I just need 2 minutes of their time. Walk in, shake their hand. Hi, this is who I am. I want you to know that I'm connected, that email I sent you, I'm a real person. This is me. I'm a real person. I'm really the person who sent that to you. Thank you for your time. And walk out, you know, just leave. I just wanted them to, you know, because so many times people probably get emails, and I mean, they're just words on a page. Who are they? What are they? You know, who are they from? You don't have anything. So I thought, oh, I'll let people know who I am. You know, in person. I was kind of hurt because I did write a letter. You know, remember this thing we used to do? We'd take a pencil, it's a strange thing, a pencil and this the parchment, we call it paper. Remember that? And you just, dear so and so, la 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 la, signed me, right? I did that. I sent 2 of those to the same woman at one of the local hospitals. She's the head of, I guess, like Alzheimer's and stuff, working on Alzheimer's stuff. Because I was just I didn't do a very good job of explaining how my theory connected with Alzheimer's, but I was just, I can't even remember what I said now. It was only a couple pages. And then the one letter, I think, was just 1 page. Nothing. Nothing back. Nothing at all. Not even a thank you for your time. Nothing. So my feelings were a little hurt because I thought, you know, you write a handwritten letter to someone. Obviously, I didn't, you know, type it up and I've sent this same letter out to 50 different people. No, I've used your name in the letter, addressing you directly. This is your letter, only you. I have not sent this to 50 other doctors where I could very easily type it up on a computer and print it out 50 times, 150 times, 500 times, you know. No, this is just you and nothing. It's okay. It's all right. Keep moving forward. And that's because, and I'll just share this last bit with you and then I'll stop because I don't make you spend your whole day watching videos from me. She can't take the time to send me a text message, but she can send me 2 hours of video footage. I'm sorry. I know, that's bad. And if I told you why, I'd feel really bad. So I'm not telling you why. Badly. I would feel badly. So I'm not telling you why. Anyway, I forgot what I was going to tell you. Oh, yeah. I remember now. So, as you know, I've had hoarding problems for years. Right? We'll just say through divine intervention, I have a feeling, we'll say, that I need to get rid of that. So that's what I'm kind of in the process of doing. That's kind of like supposed to be my focus now. although it keeps getting pushed to other things because, one, no matter what, something always comes up, like the bathtub flooding the kitchen. Now I got to deal with that, right? And just one thing after another, something's always coming up. I've got to work on the outside, like the yard, because I don't want Dad to do it. And he will. I'll stand out there for hours and do it. And it's like, Dad, no. Maybe you go out there for 45 minutes or something, and that's it. That's it. That's, you can't be doing those kind of things. It's tough. It's tough because I don't want to give his brain a reason for not doing stuff. Because someone becomes less and less active when they don't need to be active. Somebody's waiting on them hand and foot, bringing them food, doing all their laundry, all that stuff. So I have to try and make sure that I keep him active doing things, but just not too active. And that's tough because I'm already trying to regulate my own activity levels, so now having to regulate his too, and Benji's. It's too much work. But I have a feeling like, because it was bothering me. I was really feeling hurt over it because it just didn't make sense. There's no way I could have come up with this on my own, especially the amount of information that I have. So it had to have come, like, we'll say from divine intervention, just for a lack of a better way of putting it. So you would think that if that's the case, then it would just happen, right? It would just fall together, but it hasn't, and it doesn't. And I was praying about it and real upset about it, and it kind of came to me, I got a clean house, which makes sense because all the stuff that I have in my life, whether it's hoarding stuff or regular just stuff, is on a list in my head. Just imagine the item itself in your head, right? And when it comes to, say, a comb, it's filed away correctly because it gets used on a regular basis. It makes sense. It's an item that makes sense. But a kid's little paddle boat, there's no water around here to put it in. There's nowhere. In fact, Benji's technically kind of too big for it. So, and there's no other. I don't have any other kids, do I? No, not little, at least. It's just stuff. But it's in my head too. And imagine it's like there's the lobby room. Here's the lobby. And every time you got to go from this room to this room, like even if I was like trying to explain something about my theory, let's say, and I had to say, okay, well, what is based on da 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 da. So let's say what if, I have to run to another room to get to that what if, right? Well, on my way running to that other room, I gotta climb through this pile of stuff that's just sitting in the lobby because it can't be filed away. It can't go anywhere correctly. It doesn't have a home, so it just sits in the lobby. So now I have to climb through it every time. I want to go from this room to that room to that room to that room to that room. Makes it more difficult to think correctly, move correctly, especially as we get older. Okay, maybe when I was younger I could just kind of jump over those pieces in that pile, but now, shoot, I gotta crawl. I'm sorry. I mean, it happens to all of us as we get older, right? So, yeah. Oh my goodness. Anyway, Yeah, it's like that. All that stuff. And you can show someone else we know this video, this part of this video, so that, sorry, get comfortable in my spot here, so that, yeah, so they can understand, yeah, that involves animals too. Animals that you sit there and say, well, we're not going to keep them. Well, okay, well, then you need to do what needs to be done with them, right? Right. Or there's plenty of other, yeah, Everything you own, everything in your world is in your head, just as much as it's in your world, all around you. It's in your head too. It's taking up space in your world. It's taking up space in your head. So when you need to think of something, when you need to do something, yes, I'm directly making this 30 at the 30, oh my gosh, 35 minutes. Dang on. What is wrong with me? Anyway, I wasn't 35 minutes I started talking about it. It was more like 33. I don't know. Anyway, 33 mark, we'll say. Yeah. So that's animals, stuff in your house, in your other house, in your world altogether. Just as much as it's out there, it's up here too. And if it doesn't have a place to go where it is filed away correctly, a coffee maker, that gets used. But, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something that I can say, and I don't want to say anything, though, because it's kind of identifying. But, yeah, items that don't have a home, that cannot be filed away, that you can't look at and say, I know exactly where this goes, and it can go there now, and it can fit in that place now, and be used. Did you hear those keywords? And be used somehow. Even if it's a display item, okay, well, it's being displayed correctly. See, that's, I'll add that part too. That's the difference between hoarding and collecting. When you are a collector, you're collecting something because it's important to you. It matters to you. So then when you display it, one, you're going to display it then. And two, you're going to display it with honor. Right? So like a display case, and it has its place in that display case. So if you are collecting something and it's just boxes of these, I'm looking at, I don't know, hair clips. Why hair clips, I don't know. But if you just have boxes and boxes of hair clips because you collect hair clips, that's not collecting, that is hoarding. Just as your brain is connecting to this item as being important, same as a collector does. The difference is instead of connecting to it correctly, it's connecting to it incorrectly. It's using it incorrectly. It's saying that it's important when it's really not. Why, I can't say specifically why. I can probably go into some specifics actually as to why some things, but I'm not, because that's identifying again. We're not going to do that. But you know what I'm talking about, right? There's things in your life that that you just have boxes and boxes of. And you say, I collect those. But do you? Or do you just hoard them? Because if you collect them, then you give them their honor they deserve. You're welcome, Say. You can share that. And by the way, to that other person we were just speaking to, I miss you too. And I want to hear about Shy. Oh my gosh. How's that whole thing going? And even the old lady. I still think about her too. Yeah, I still think about her. You know, if I think about her, I'm definitely thinking about you guys. I know, why would I think about her? Anyway, I feel like I want to keep speaking, but I feel like I shouldn't. And I don't want to start crying either, because I can kind of feel that too, because it's almost like it's time to say goodbye. What do you mean time to say goodbye? Don't say goodbye. It's not time to say goodbye. But maybe it is. I don't know. I do have to get moving on stuff, don't I? Dang it. I really do have to get moving on stuff. I need to go get Dad his breakfast. So many things. I can't even look at the phone now. I feel so badly because I feel like I have a connection with you right now, even though I don't. It's not, it's not even live, but I feel like it is. I think about so many people every day. I pray about so many people every day. Can't say anything to them. I can't talk to them. I can't do anything. The only reason I've been talking to Terry lately is just because of her brother passing away. Otherwise, she's right up the street and I barely see her. Rarely see her and barely talk to her. Is that right? Yeah, that'd be right. Well, that's okay. She doesn't have a phone right now anyway. Twice she's lost her phone because her brain has been... She gets it. She gets it. I tell her why it's happening to her and she gets it. Finally, at long last. It took years. It took years to get her to see it, man. Actually, it wasn't even me who got her to do it. It was her son. He's the one who did it. They were trying to figure out why the one kid in the extended family couldn't get a license. She's like, I don't know what's wrong with that kid. Her dad gets her everything. Her dad buys her... He's bought her 3 cars, and yet she can't get a license. What's wrong with her? Why doesn't she get one? And her son looked right at her and said, Mom, she doesn't need one. It was a proud moment for me to know that my nephew said that. I'm like, oh my goodness. She called me. She's like, you wouldn't believe it. He said it. Like, oh yay. Did he explain why? He couldn't quite explain why, but he did know the reason was the brain was saying, no, don't need it. Why? But no, don't need it. So I explained it. Because Dad will drive her anywhere she asks. If she does want to go out with friends, they'll drive. They all have cars. They drive. If she wants anything, like she gets Uber food stuff or, Grub, Dub, Door, Dash, whatever all those things are. Those all exist. Do you see a reason for her needing to get a car or a license or anything? We've had this conversation before, right? And my other cousin's actually going through that right now, too. She's one of 8 kids. All the rest of them have license. But not her. And everybody's like, well, why don't you get a license? And I look at them like, she doesn't need one. She she lives here, and she goes to school here. And anybody who wants to come see her, she's got friends, she's got family, everybody else drives. Every single one of you guys drive. Do you see a reason why she needs a license? If she calls you and says, give me a ride to work, you say yeah. I've never heard you guys say no. Do you see a reason for her needing one? Now, there's a reason why in both those cases. A little extra reason why in both those cases, I should say. as to why they're not getting their license, why the brain is saying it doesn't need to. But, you know, that's just my own speculation. Trying to make sense of something. And so it's so busy trying to make sense of something that that same side that all works on says, no, I don't need to. I'm too busy working on this. I don't need to do this right now. Think of it like that. That's the easiest way I can think of to say it. It's not really how it is, but at the same time it kind of is, so it kind of works. Anyway, yeah, I gotta go get Dad his breakfast. I still haven't gotten started on the yard. I did get the... So, oh, I forgot to tell you. I'm in a tent, by the way. Like you didn't know. Yeah, I'm in a tent. We're sleeping outside. I love my sleeping outside. You know me. Anyway, been doing it about a month and a half now. Benji loves it. He's like me. We're like... he was not even feeling good the other day. And I was like, you want to stay in the house? He's like, no, I'll go in the tent. He's a trooper. My boy is a trooper. Yeah. Now, if I could just find me someone who loves camping, but doesn't love camping, likes camping. Yes, loves camping, but doesn't love camping, likes camping. Yes, it's that very important to say it that way. There's a reason why. Anyway, I'm not going to go into all that, because we're not going to go into any more of this time. But I did finally get the umbrella set up outside the tent so that I can put the tarp over the top of the umbrella, creates right by the doorway, so that I can actually go out and not have to lift the tarp up every time. Oh, it's so nice. Anyway, I better go before it gets any later. So I love you. I miss you guys.